Welcome to the Untrapped Podcast, where we give motivational and inspirational tips about life, small business, wisdom,
health, wealth, finance, relationships.
It's about being the best you that you can possibly be. Hashtag Untrapped.
Welcome to the Untrapped Podcast. I am your host, Keith Kelfus. Have you ever been so broke and so scared that you actually started making, in your head, you started making a list of all the people you know that have money that maybe they might give you a loan to just help you make your rent this month? Like, oh my God, if this person, maybe they'll loan me $1,000. If this 5,000, maybe I could win the lot. Like, have you ever been so scared that you literally started making deals with God? People actually do this. You go, God, please, I promise I will be the best person ever for the rest of my life if you just help me get through this defining moment of absolute terror. In this video, I want to tell you the real story of how I got a window cleaning business off the ground in the middle of the winter, flat broke with an eviction notice on my door, debt collectors calling me, I could barely keep my cell phone on. We had 6 days to vacate our apartment, 6 days to move out. It was terrifying. And I was just barely keeping a driver's license. I had fees up so my wife was sleeping and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Or it was midnight or something. And I snuck out of the bedroom in our little tiny apartment. We had 6 days to get out. Eviction. And I sat on the toilet and I closed the door and I started texting on my phone, thinking of friends who have money. And I reached out to my buddy Eric Reno. I know you've seen him in my videos. He was already doing very well, and I knew that he had money, and I'm so embarrassed to admit this. I actually sent him a text message saying, dude, I will literally give you collateral. I give you my watches, my whatever. I think I had some studio equipment. Please loan me $1,000 just to get through this month. I promise I'll give it back to you in 60 days or when the spring breaks. I'm so scared right now. Please, dude, I promise you I'm good for it. Please. And I was hovering over the send button on the text message, and I was like, I can't do this. And I was so scared, and I felt like I was at the end of my rope. I had no other options. I had over 40 job applications in all over the place. I had well-worded resumes. Nobody was hiring. I had gotten a CDL for driving trucks. I couldn't find a truck driving job, and we're broke, dude. I was terrified. I pressed the send button, and I sent him the text message. And he sent me back the most amazing message that it was the defining moment. Okay, that's the end of this video. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you what he said right now. Dude, he sent me back a 3-page text message. Dude, I know exactly what you're going through. I love you. My brother, Keith, man, I've been through it. I was in a crappy apartment with my wife having a second baby, and we couldn't keep the lights on. It was so scared. He said, I'm absolutely not going to loan you a penny. You need to toughen up, Keith. You need to get out there and hustle. Nobody is going to do it for you. You've got to pull your shit together and reach inside of you. Whatever he said to me, I don't remember the exact words, but it was basically reach inside of you and pull out that hustle. Reach inside of you and pull out that hustle, because nobody is going to do for it. You've got to get out there and face your fears and hustle. And in that moment, as soon as I read that text message, it was a type of brotherly love that I needed that moment. It was the knife that cut, and it hurt, but it cut to the truth. It was the truth. And I had no idea in that moment how I was going to make it happen, but I was like, you know what? Now I'm dead. I'm already dead. I'm going to walk into my death. I'm going to march into the battle of my death, and I'm going out swinging now. That's when you face the bully. It's when you face the Goliath. It's when you face that entity, that demon outside that's trying to get in and eat your family, right? If you saw someone outside of your house with gasoline and a match trying to put gas and burn your house down, would you just sit in the house and let it happen? No, you would literally get a baseball bat and, well, I don't want to say shit like that. If I saw someone, oh, just you call the cops. No, you got to go out and do something about that, right? You have to do it. You have to take action. If somebody came into your front room and they took your trash can and dumped trash all over your floor, right? You would escort that person out of your house. So that's what's happening in this world. It's you're born alone. You die alone, naked and afraid, and there's no ship coming to save you. And when you realize that, and you're in the middle of the ocean, and you're screwed. That's when it happened. You know, when a lion hunts a gazelle, there's a shift that happens in the brain. It's like I learned this from Chris Brady. He's a speaker. He's amazing. He said there's a blue bag in your brain. It's got this liquid, right? It's like a metaphor. And when that thing breaks open and the blue liquid goes in your brain, you change and you can never be the same ever again. And once that switch is thrown, you become, he says when a lion hunts a gazelle, it will actually pick out one gazelle, and when it goes after it, it's like a heat-seeking cruise missile, and it will ignore any other gazelles that are just sitting around grazing because it's going for that one target, that one goal. When you hone in on what you want, you will literally walk through fire to get it. You will do anything. Oh, there you are. I was looking up here. So people are like, it drives me nuts when you videotape when you're on the road. I'm right here, dude. I'm sitting in the lane, bro. It's just driving you nuts because you can't see the road.
Guys, if you need help being more organized and being perceived as a professional to your clients and prospective customers, then you got to check out Jobber. Jobber is an awesome software that you can run your entire service business on. You can create invoices, quotes, estimates, work orders. It integrates with your calendar. You can collect money. You can run your whole business on Jobber and grow with it as well. Get your 14-day free trial of Jobber at keithkalfas.com/Jobber. I use Jobber in my business and it's awesome.
So this is what I did. I was looking at a small business opportunity magazine, trying to find, and searching on Google, business startups under $1,000. I'm like, I don't have $1,000. Business startups under $500. I don't have $500. Small businesses that you can start under $100. You know what one of them was? Window cleaning. So my wife comes home from work. It's snowing outside. It's freezing. I'm sitting on the couch all depressed. I'm looking at a small business opportunity magazine, and I found some dude named Don Marsh, window cleaning. I go, oh my God, I can't find a job. I'm literally going to get a scrubber and a squeegee, and I'm going to go clean windows in the winter. I'm like, but people don't need their windows cleaned in the winter. And then I had no choice. I'm like, I'm going to make their windows clean. And I went around and I noticed that there was all this salt all over the windows everywhere, and the windows had needed to be cleaned more than in the summer. And basically I went out and I was getting all this rejection for 2-3 days in a row. Nobody wanted their windows clean. And I realized it was because I didn't want it bad enough. I didn't understand how to communicate. But when I broke the seal and was able to sell a couple jobs, it triggered to me that these small business owners in these strip malls and plazas, they're busy. They don't even care if their windows need to be cleaned because they got so much going on. You have to break their pattern and do a pattern interrupt. You have to do something to shock them and get their attention. And because $12, $15, $20 to $25 is nothing to somebody who's operating a successful business, it's nothing to them, right? So you got to go in there with a level of enthusiasm, and it's called positive expectancy. An attitude of positive expectancy means that you won't take no for an answer. You're positive and you have an expectation. Dude, I'm here right now. I'm the local window cleaner. I'm going to clean your windows and make them shiny, and I'm only going to do it for $15. No, I'm doing it right now. And they'll be like, he who has the most certainty wins. If you can generate more certainty than even a person who's doing $1 million a year in that moment, they might collapse in a good way. They're going to be like, what did you say, $15? Just do it. Make sure you do a good job. So you clean their windows, you dry them down, you wipe down the frames, you give them a receipt, you collect your $15, and then you say, I'll see you in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks? Yeah, man, I clean a lot of windows in this area. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and I'll see if they don't need to be done, that's fine. But later, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you in 2 weeks, bitch. So that's what you do. You keep coming back, and then before you know it, you got one little store in this strip mall. It's embarrassing. And then you get 2, and 3. Before you know it, if you stay consistent and you keep going and saying hello repetitively, you can end up being the guy that locks down 50, 60, 70, 80% of that entire strip mall. I was locking down 50 to 60% of the strip malls and plazas in my area. Not all of them, some of them just 20%. But little by little, within a very short period of time of just a couple weeks, you can grow an entire business and now be pulling, I don't know, $100 to $200 to $300 a day. I think I was $150, $170, $170 a day from doing window cleaning. And I remember coming home, man. I had just enough money to pay the rent and get a money order down to our rent was only $500 when we first moved in there. It went up. I got up to like $527. I paid the rent. Then I went out and I cleaned windows again, and I was able to pay the cell phone bill. I begged T-Mobile, or it was Metro pieces, please keep my cell phone on just one more day. And they did. And I was able to barely pay that. And then the electricity was about to get shut off, and I barely paid that. And I just kept going out and cleaning windows, freezing my ass off, scared shitless. When you're all alone and afraid, and you're out there on your own, but you know that it's working and you see, right? You can get through the dark night of the soul. You can get through those terrifying times. And those times burn a lesson inside of you that's so deep and so strong that you don't ever want to go back there ever again. So that's why even if you have, you get your $5,000 in the bank finally, $5,000, 10, then 15, 25, 30, $35,000 in the bank or whatever that is to you. Then you get your business legit, and then you're paying taxes and you got insurance and all that. And then and it gets to that point where you're always looking back at that time. And that time is it's like a lion in a cage. It's like a gorilla in a cage. And you look at it, it's like, it's just waiting to get out of it. It's waiting for you to screw up one time so it can get out of that cage and maul you. Right? You take your whip, and you take your whip and you go, shut up. You literally, you got to look at those. It's a demon in a cage, and it's always at the bottom of underneath the steps, and it's waiting for you to mess up, dude, so it can run you up, brother. That's this book. I should write a book about that. There's this Outwitting the Devil is a book by Napoleon Hill. It talks about staying on the straight and narrow. Like, don't do drugs, don't drink. If you drink, don't drink and drive. Just keep your ass on us. The path is narrow and the gate is very small, and you got to just stay on that straight and narrow. Because, that demon, keep them objectified. Steer your ass in the bottom. You go down in the bottom of the steps, and the demon's under the steps. They're like this. And you're sitting there eating Twizzler sticks. Oh, what is that? Licorice, right? You're pulling the rope off. And the demon's like he's a bad little demon. I'm twisted, man. But that when you see things like that, you got to keep that fucker locked away because you be shit. All right, that's the end of this video. Now, check out my podcast on SoundCloud.com. I'll put a description in the link in the description. What's up? I'm Keith Kalfas. You want to get on my email list? I've got a free video series on the landscapingemployeetrap.com. I'll put a link below. Also for the window cleaning as well. My channel is the Window Cleaning Blueprint, the Landscaping Employee Trap, and if you're into the deep psychological stuff that I'm talking about, my other channel is called I Am Ability, and I got lots of vlogs and video footage, but just not enough time to edit it right now. I love you. Take care of yourself, and I wish you the best. I really do. Peace.
Guys, you got to try Responsibid. Yes, Responsibid. This is a software that I'm plugging into the front of my website for the past 2 years now that literally closes jobs. Yes, it sells jobs for me on autopilot while you're out doing other jobs, sleeping, on vacation. I'm not kidding. This software called Responsibid, you plug it into the front of your website and a customer can get what's called an instant bid, right? And then they go in and now they can actually get pricing and get qualified. You can actually plug in little videos of yourself introducing yourself to the customer. It's a funnel. And then once they go through it, they can actually get on your calendar, sign a proposal, and be ready to do the work. And all you have to do is show up and do the work. I didn't even believe it until it actually happened to me and I got the software on my website, and now it's definitely part of my business. And I couldn't imagine being without it. So get your free trial of Responsibid today at keithkalfas.com keithkelfus.com/bid. keithkelfus.com/bid. BID.